Episode commencing in 3, 2, 1. Episode initiated.
While an evil terrorist organization spreads across the Earth, only the members of the Earth Guard League stand in their way. Join us now as we explore this super team in this week's episode of Cosmic Himitsu Sentai Crit Rangers. This is your GM Patrick here, your Volcano, Mask, General, Magman, villain, throwing wave after wave of disposable soldiers at you. Joining me in brightly colored costumes and motorcycles with sidecars are my 5 friends and your tokusatsu soldiers of fortune. To my far left, his bright red blood burns with rage as Jabert jabbering away his Jamfram.
I'm one of those Crit Rangers you hear so much about. Crit Rangers.
Crit Rangers!
Crit Rangers.
Crit Rangers, why are you saying it weird? Across the digital table from me, Redacted has taken an oath of the blue sea. It's Miles. Making believe it's Redacted.
Good evening.
To my right, why he's like yellow leaves fluttering in the forest. Why it's Tyler talking as prey deer. To my immediate left, he gets pink flowers thrown at him by 5 warriors. It's Drew dying to play Zilix Thel. And across from him, the team's anchor. Last, we have the team's green team trunk of hope. It's none other than Rebecca rolling with Asher and Sky.
Hello.
Hey, everyone.
Hi. Hi, Patrick. Oh, my God.
Super Sentai intro.
Yeah.
You got to imagine me with all the things that I said, but with like 70s Super Sentai music in the background, because that's what the intro is going to sound like.
You said
honestly,
Sentai,
I normally hear that behind what you say.
Sentai.
So.
Get it.
Cosmic Himitsu Sentai Crit Rangers. What did it sound like to you, Jabber? We can cut this out if it's super.
You can
very clearly say Rangers.
Yes, you definitely said that.
Yeah, you did.
very clearly said Rangers. And if you'd been like Rangers, it'd be like, oh, I get it. But you were like, nope, Rangers.
I think this is the first time I've ever cry laughed before we got past the introduction.
Well, you know, in Japan, like the L and the R, it's like a rolled
we can't
sound.
do that.
Don't even.
That is a thing that happens there. Yeah,
I mean, yeah, no, I mean,
I
he's not
understand that.
wrong.
And now it's something that happens on the intro to our podcast.
It's just so funny. It's just-
rewind the tape, play it back, Drew. Let's hear it.
No, we all heard it.
Langer. Langer. Hey guys, welcome back to the show. How are you doing, everyone?
Oh, muchos greetings, Patrick.
I'm very worried. This is once again, I'm very worried about being in this hole.
That's right. One thing I'm learning about this whole game is don't go in the holes.
Keep forgetting about these terrible holes I keep falling in.
Rule number 1: no holes.
It really should be at the top of the podcast rules, because every time Patrick is like, you come across a hole and it seems like it's just
you want to
begging for exploration, and we're like, great, and then it turns out awful.
I mean,
Worst place
the
to
way
be.
to explore any hole is you get the sturdiest member of your group, which I mean, probably Asher and Sky. I don't want to name names here. You tie a rope to them and throw them in the hole. And at the first sign of danger, you just yank them back up.
That's
But
fact-
we did the opposite. Asher and Sky stayed up top and
Yeah, I
sent
don't-
everybody else down.
I didn't make the battle plans here.
Does everyone else have a rope?
I have a rope.
You're the only character without twine.
I think I've got one.
Well, I mean, I could pull them out.
Well, yeah. I mean, I sent the rope down there, if I remember correctly. I
Yeah.
put the rope in the hole and let
You're
everybody
fine.
else go down. And I stayed up top and watched the rope.
Hey, you got that going for you.
You're on rope duty.
But before we get to, we were mid-peril in the cliffhanger. We have to talk about what happened last time before we got to that cliffhanger. You guys fought off on the mountainside, some spider goat skeletons, scoring 3 critical hits against the undead monsters and saving Elena's Zorian from beneath a fallen rock. Moving the Goldbloom flowers back with Tayeta and Zorian, the undead thanked you personally, presenting you all with his amulet of camouflage. He warned you of a great herd of beasts that stalk the forest, and heading back out there, you saw the mighty stag beasts in action and found a mighty sinkhole in the roadway. Recruiting Stance Panatil to help you in identifying some suspicious quartz stone. You explore the sinkhole. And Jamfram dives into the bottom of the pool, whilst from below, Mole Beetles rise up to attack you all. Yeah, this will be a good episode to stop me from getting a reroll and also earning one yourself. What's wrong with that intro?
I might be wrong, but I wrote down stag bear, not stag beast.
You know, that's not one that I wrote down, but it was a stag bear. Yes.
Oh, okay.
But it is also a beast, so. But I'll give it to you. All you need is one more. I've written down 4 things wrong with the intro. So the 4 of you, Miles, Tyler, Bert, Drew, just need one more and you get a reroll.
Oh boy.
It's been like 2 weeks since we recorded last. This is the most unfair.
I'm just gonna Hail Mary one. I'm gonna Hail Mary that it wasn't 3 critical hits, but 4 critical hits.
Ooh. Incorrect.
Dang it. That was my only guess.
I had the same thought, Tyler. I don't know.
You think your team had 4 critical hits?
It was either 4 or only 2, Patrick.
Yeah, I was thinking only 2.
You're lying one direction or the other.
Am I?
I think so.
All right, well, you can't guess anymore. Drew, Bert, Miles?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really, really hard.
We're going to get skunked.
Well, if you don't.
Wait.
I feel like Amulet of Camouflage is different, but it was something similar to that.
Wait, no, I've got one.
Oh.
Yes.
The Mole Beetles rise up to attack everyone except for the people outside the hole. That's one of the things.
You mean Asher and Sky and Redacted?
I think we'll see. There's enough Mole Beetles to go around. there's a lot here, so I'm not counting that one. It's okay if you guys don't have another one. Indeed, we can go on. Oh,
I think I realized one, but
but too bad you threw out a BS guess.
I did.
Best guess. Miles, Drew, you want to throw one in? You could be the hero, Miles. You could do this.
Was it?
Baby.
I mean, the thing is, I could probably guess something wrong, but I won't be able to say what the thing is. So,
you and Drew can work on it.
Was it quartz stone?
It was not quartz stone. What kind of stone do you think it was?
Oh, I remember because we have these in Georgia.
Oh, it's too bad you already guessed.
I know.
Guidestone?
It's redstone. It's redstone.
What was it, Miles?
I said guidestone.
I don't know what guidestone is, but that is not what I wrote down.
Georgia guidestones.
Georgia has guidestones, but no. I know
we
what it is. Can I
used
answer?
to.
Can I
They've been
answer?
blown up since then.
No, but Drew has a guess. I believe in Drew. You can guess on anything. It doesn't have to be one of these things these other guys said.
It wasn't the Amulet of Camouflage. It was something else that sounded very similar and did something very similar.
I think that's literally in the
It's in the loop pile, bro.
Well, I
It
didn't
was
look.
the brooch of no see me.
hiding.
I just remember I turned it down. So
Yeah, the flowers are Goldenblooms, not Goldblooms. I was like, the sneaky one. Zorian left the amulet in the cruiser with a note. He did not present it personally. I wrote down both limestone and granite because I forget what I said in the episode. I was going to take either of those for the.
I thought you said mica.
quartz.
You did say mica. That's what I was thinking. Is the glittery is the mica, but it would be on granite.
Still, I would have taken that if you had convinced me. Because no one also
So many
said that.
answers.
And so there was only 2 crits, not 3.
Dang it!
yeah,
You bet.
We were circling
You
around all
monster.
of them. They're so close. This game is so much fun. Guys, we're in the middle of combat at the start of this episode as 5 Mole Beetles and what looks like a 10-foot tall mole beetle matriarch has emerged from the shrubbery at the bottom of this sinkhole here. Let's roll into the initiative turn order. How about it?
wow, is that exact rolls for Asher and Jamfram?
Oh wow.
We both rolled 9 and have the same bonus.
Oh.
Stinky teamwork.
Let's see here. First up at the top of the hill is Redacted. Redacted, you are going first, good sir.
How You said it was 30 foot is the hole?
I don't remember what I said last time, but I'm pretty sure it's at least 20 foot from the level that you're on down to where Stamph, Panatil, Pradier, and Zilix are. And then it's about another 5-10 feet, I think, into the pool where our good friend Jamfram is swimming around.
I wrote down 30 to 40 feet down, is what you said.
I think that's from this level all the way to the bottom. But yeah, so probably 35 feet.
Okay, so if I tried to Fast and Furious this would have been very badly for my car.
Well, I mean, it will take some extra damage, but you've already driven it halfway off of a cliff onto some spider goats. So that is a
I don't know, Miles. I just saw a Ford GT40 drive through like the worst terrain possible, and it still ran after that. So
that's true. If I've learned anything about fictional cars, it's that they don't function as regular cars, and the tires are made of some sort of magical material that never gets a flat.
Up to you. I think we left off. You weren't in the vehicle at the end of the episode because you were kind of taking a peek down towards the bottom of the hole. Do you want to mount back up in the cruiser?
Gosh, yeah, for right now I want to mount back up, but I'm because Redacted sees the Beetles, right? Like,
yeah, you hear some chittering going on down there.
Okay. So Redacted will pop back into the vehicle. I don't think they're all too far away for me to blast right now.
Yeah, from the top of the hill, you might be able to see, I think, the large one, this behemoth of a mole beetle matriarch, but they are also in some cover right now. They're kind of in the shrubbery. So it's up to you. If you want to take a shot, you can.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a pot shot at the one closest to me, which I guess would be the one that's closest to Stamph.
Yeah, from the vehicle, I don't know if you'd be able to see that one.
Okay.
From where you're at.
So would I just be able to see the giant one, you said?
Yeah, well, that one is a lot taller than these other small.
Gotcha. All right. Natural 2 is not going to do it.
I'm glad we deliberated over that one. Okay, we're on to some Mole Beetles turns. What did I roll for initiative? They are second in the turn order. I'm going to eat a Stamph Panatil. I'm going to eat a Pradier. Gonna eat all you guys.
I mean, okay.
Yeah, these Mole Beetles are gonna move right in and start snacking. A couple attacks against Stamph Panatil. First things first.
Oh wow! Stamph.
I rolled the same thing as I did in initiative. A 15 on one dice and a 1 on the other. The 1 is going to be a miss. Believe it or not. I don't know if you guys know this, but that is good. Oftentimes a miss. Sorry, to open up another. I thought I had Mole Beetles in my notes, but they're not in my notes, guys.
Stamph takes a beetle attack.
Stamph's not got that much HP. He's going down. Remember, servers, these Mole Beetles do a not insignificant amount of damage to D6. So, oh, hey, Stamph's still good. He's taking minimum damage from a claw and claws. I was like, aha! They come for us! The Mole Beetles have returned, everyone! Quickly, down into the hole! Sure. Redacted, we need you. Let's see. 2 attacks coming to Pradier. Here we go, Tyler. Mole Beetle attacks. Oh my god! What? I've broken roll 20.
Okay, yeah.
I rolled a 15 and a natural 1 again.
You need to log out and shut down and come on back when you want to.
What are the odds of that?
Are you?
Well, good news is one of these is a hit. The natural 1 still a miss. I don't know if you know this. Still going to be a miss. A lot more damage here on Pradier, though. 6 points of slashing damage.
Ow. Okay.
Slashing damage, yes. Okay. And last but not least, a single attack against Zilix. They'll be a 15.
I guess it's going to be a 15, right?
Dare you. No, it's a 10 on the dice. What is your KAC?
13.
13. That is just a hit. Just a hit for 6 points of slashing damage. That's the little Mole Beetle's turn, and we are on to either Jamfram or Asher and Sky. Both rolled same on the initiative.
Asher, you go right ahead.
Rock, paper, scissors. Rock, paper, scissors.
Doesn't matter. I'm going to use 2 move actions to get down in the hole using my rope that I've already put down the hole, to be in flanking position with Pradier, although I'm guessing Pradier doesn't have a weapon and therefore is not helping me flank.
You're correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if I can get all the way to where I can flank with Stamp, I'd be willing to do so, but I doubt that I can get all that way.
I think if you're rappelling down, yes, you will need to make a simple athletics check to rappel down the rope that quickly and not fall.
Oh. It's like a flat.
Like
20.
DC 5, basically. So pretty simple one.
Oh, I succeed.
Yes, good. Okay, so you're down there. Yeah, you can get with Stamp Panatil. He's a brawling looking dude. He's a pretty burly looking dude, but he also carries with him a blaster. Jamfram, swimming in the puddle. What you got?
Oh boy, let's see here. I'm gonna swim out of the puddle, and I think if I want to do this, I've sort of got to go through this guy's. Oh no, I guess I could do it. Coming just out of the water and coming over one step. But I'm going to attempt to flank with the one that's menacing my friend's Stamp Panatil. Don't worry, Stamp. We're turning the flank on these guys. Asher and Sky and Jamfram all turning the flanks.
So
all teamwork.
I think it is a bit of a hole here. So to get up out of there, you will also need to make a climb check, an athletics climb check.
Yuck.
But this is a pretty simple one as well.
Okay. All right.
That'll do. 12 on the dice.
So that's 12 on the dice. So that's 18.
Oh, that'll definitely do. Definitely do. So that you're you guys are both double flank with a Stamp Panatil. That's what's happening. You're saving him for Pradier.
I mean, he's the one I could reach the most easily. So. And let's see. I think I'm going to pull out my longsword for this one. And so, because these don't look like undead. These aren't the exact same Mole Beetles that we beat up before. And came back as undead, right?
We're back. We want vengeance.
We want revengeance from beyond the grave.
Cheater. Yeah, no, these are alive. Just
Regular.
unleaded Mole Beetles.
That's what I rolled.
Unleaded.
What'd you get?
A 12 is what I rolled.
12. That's what you rolled against. KAC is a hit.
That's right. Oh, good. Woohoo. Yes. So thank goodness. 7 points of slashing.
Just a reminder, you fought these guys in like episode 2 and you like destroy them in like one round. 7 points slash damage. That is one dead Mole Beetle.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Yeah. One down.
They were a lot scarier before.
There's still a big one in the bushes here.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Pradier, you're next in the turn order. Tyler's just surrounded by Mole Beetles.
Yeah. Am I? Okay, what would I have to roll? What would a person have to roll to know or remember if these things can be affected by mind-affecting effects?
Life science.
Okay.
But I think you tried it in episode 2. I don't think it worked.
I don't think it worked either.
But if you want to roll, and I can tell you, a couple things about the old mindless Mole Beetles. And indeed, one of the things I think, what would you like to know about them? You've rolled high enough to dictate if you'd like.
No, why I choose for you to tell me something that seems applicable in the current situation.
Well, I'm going to tell you something they're most likely going to do on their next turn, which is they have an ability called aversion feeding, where they expel their lumpy, sharp stomach out of their mouth into adjacent squares, and the feeding hooks kind of dig into everyone adjacent and can cause bleeding damage. The bleeding condition from the...
This reminds me of a relative, but I don't know who.
He's not invited back to Thanksgiving. Aversion feeding is the ability.
Yeah.
It's like
you invert your stomach onto my Thanksgiving turkey, and you've lost yourself a future invite, friend.
You invert your stomach one time at a family gathering, and it's just done.
Listen, if it's on your own plate, I'm not here to judge folks for what they have to go through in life, but you take the whole turkey, it's kind of on you. Okay. Do NPCs have stamina points?
Typically, no.
Sorry, Stamp. I can't help you. Hoo-boy. All right. Oh, boy. I mean, how many attacks of opportunity would I be taking here?
Well, if you just move
so many.
kind of towards Jamfram 2.
But that would let Stamp get out of here. He needs to run away for sure. Okay, yeah, I'm going to run behind. I'm going to try to run behind Yamfram as a move action.
All right, that is going to provoke 2 attacks of opportunity. Let's do it.
Yeah, here comes a real painful situation.
I've shifted 15 and 1 to 19 and 4 on these 2 attacks. The 19 is a super hit, so there's nothing special, unfortunately, on their claw attack. So this is just another hit, another d6.
All right.
2 points of damage, minimum damage. Easy.
All right, I'm out of stamina.
All right. And you're out of the thick of it. What would you like to do with your standard?
Well, since they are mindless, kind of doesn't leave me with a lot of options.
A lot of mindless.
We did determine that injury echo still works though, because it's not mind affecting.
That is correct.
All right, well, let's just do that then. Let's just throw an injury echo at this. I don't know, the one in front of Yamfram, the one closest to me. Whoop.
Why do you pronounce it like a soft Y? Yamfram.
He has done that every episode this season.
I am from Sweden. I'm Yamfram.
I don't know. Jamfram is hard for me to say.
From
Hoppelschwitz.
But it does. I mean, an elfin dude would pronounce it in like a hoity-toity way.
Yeah. Yamfram.
Oh, Yamfram. It's actually Jamfram.
Every morning I'd like to go for a 3-mile jog. The new thing called a jog.
The elves do not say the word jog either. That's not in there. That's not.
All right, I gotta make a will save for my beautiful
DC 13.
Ooh, okay,
Right?
well,
Is it 13?
got good news for you. This is just a straight D20. So, yeah, that's a fail. 5 on the dice. Taking
4 points of, I don't know, bludgeoning.
4 points of bludgeoning. Got it. That is going to take us to Zilix Fell.
Did we see these things before we came down? I can't remember whether I would have had my weapon drawn at this point or not.
No, they kind of popped out of the ground, unfortunately.
All right, well then my weapon appears in my hand, my good old sword.
Bloop, 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 bloop.
Transformer sound effect. And let's take a swing. A swing?
Let's take a swung.
Wang-a-lang.
A swang?
18 on the dice. That's one very dead Mole Beetle. Max damage too.
Ka-chow.
Fort. Yeah, see how easy this combat's going to be. Don't worry about this.
It made a
giant Mole
crunchy
Beetle.
sound.
Don't worry about this giant Mole Beetle that's moving into combat this turn.
I don't like it.
Whoop. I'm just going to go right over here, flank on Asher and
I don't trust it.
Sky. Asher and Sky. I honestly, I forgot. It's been so long. I prepped this. I don't remember what this thing does.
Don't lie.
Asher and Sky haven't even hit anything. They've
It's
just stood next to it.
This is literally just like a big beetle. I'm looking at the stats now. It's going to try to bite your head off, though. That's the thing. It seems like that's something it's going to do. Shoop. Bite attack. 16 on the dice is a hit.
Oh.
4. Oh my gosh. Really? It's still a D6, so it's got a little more oomph behind it, though. 8 points of piercing damage as this thing comes down, maybe chomps on your shoulder, gets a good hunk of meat, and starts going, big old Mole Beetle. That's its full turn. Stamp Panatil is going to, I think he'll provoke an attack of opportunity. He's going to move back as well.
Run, Stamp.
Yeah, no, these Mole Beetles aren't hitting him. Rolled a 3 there, so he's gonna move straight back and be like, it's time that we can take these things down. He's gonna make a lace pistol attack against this one that's you've already hit here, Radier, with your magical ability. And 8 on the dice, believe it or not, against EAC. That is just a hit for Stamp.
Oh, wow.
And that is a D4, is that right? Oh yeah, that's a 3rd dead Mole Beetle. About half
damage.
Of them down. Stamp's like, don't worry, get behind me, everyone. I'll hold them back. Stamp Panatil, geologist, adventurer. Ha ha.
De-aged Harrison Ford.
This costs $30 million of the budget to do. We're good at making money. It's definitely not going to be a huge flop.
But a timely joke by the time this episode comes out.
It's probably still going to be in theater by the time this comes out. I'm hoping to actually see it in theater. Probably not in IMAX, but
So it's pretty fun.
yeah, no, I've heard it's like, yeah, it's good. Great reviews. So, yeah, it's fine. That means
Stellar.
we are on. That's the end of turn 1. On to Redacted at the top of turn 2. Still at the top. Ooh, the hill. What would you like to do, Mouse?
Yeah, Redacted is still kind of looking at things, not loving his Redacted is not loving
Positioning.
the options that Redacted has. So Redacted is just going to take another shot at the giant mole beetle.
You could drive right off this cliff right now and be the hero, Miles.
Good. Take a shot at the mole beetle.
All right, the big beetle,
Yeah.
big bad Beetleborg.
No.
Yes.
Ooh.
19.
That is, even with a little bit of cover, that is definitely going to be a hit and max damage. 4 points of fire damage. Okay, that's the first hit on the mole beetle, who lets out a screech of as
And the mole beetle didn't see me.
fire damage. I mean, it can like peek up a little bit, but not really, not super well. You've got pretty good cover from it, but you know, we'll see how this turn shakes out. You might be able to see it really well very soon. We've got 2 more of the small mole beetles whose turn it is now. This one's going to well, there's not a lot of good targets by these 2 guys. They both have to move unless they would just want to attack Asher and Sky. This one is going to take a pretty quick route here. And I said I was going to do it, so I'm going to do it. I'm going to use a eversion feeding, and this mole beetle is going to expel its lumpy stomach into an adjacent square, and creatures adjacent must make a reflex saving throw. So that's going to be it's expelling its sack next to Prey Deer, Jamfram, and Stamp Panatil. Can the 3 of you make me a reflex save? And I guess by the 3 of you, I'm also talking about myself. Stamp. Oh, Stamp is okay. I've rolled a 7. Oh no, Jamfram
Rolled poorly.
Oh no. Oh hey, Prater rolled poorly as well, but it's got a pretty good reflex bonus here. So this aversion feeding goes off. It is DC 8. It's a fairly simple one, but unfortunately, yeah, that is a fail from Jamfram, who's taken a 1d4 bleed damage. How will you survive? How will you survive this turn? This other mole beetle is going to stay where it's at and attack Asher and Sky. Single attack. Blam. 6 on the dice. I don't think that's going to hit against KAC. Even flanking, which means it's your turn, Rebecca. Fight back. You've got the big bad beetle on you, as well as one of the baby ones.
I do have max EP though right now.
I fall right into your trap. Oh no.
Indeed. I think I'm going to turn toward Mama Beetle and double boost my attack and take a strike.
Oh,
21 to hit?
Max damage on the dice. Yeah, definitely a hit. And how much damage is this?
8 damage total.
8 damage total. Ooh. That is enough to bloody Mama Mole Beetle. To
Oh.
a redacted shot. That's pretty good.
Nice.
Yeah. So, sorry, redacted. She's not gonna climb up the crater and like try and fight your car. I think we're just gonna kill Asher and Sky. That's gonna be easier. All right. So that's your full turn. Jamfram, one of these things that's come up to you. Expelled its stomach and got its little barbs into your legs here. What would you like to do?
Let's see. I guess I'm just gonna hit it with my sword. I apologize. Can you remember what the barbs did?
Bleeding damage. Yeah, so you take the least amount of damage it's at the beginning of each of your turns.
Yes.
And until you get a medicine check as a standard action or something applies some HP back to you.
Okay.
So, do you want me to roll that? I can roll that.
Yeah. Go ahead.
2 points of bleed damage.
Okay. So I take 2, and I'm gonna chop it. I'm gonna give it some bleed damage if I can.
Form of death.
Bleed from your head. Oh, I rolled a 3. Well,
Dice. That's a
my
miss.
life. That's how it work.
Is that all you're doing? Single standard attack? Move action?
I mean, no. I don't know of any. I've been playing too much Pathfinder Second Edition. I don't know what move actions are in this game.
You can step back if you want.
I guess I could prevent him from making 2 attacks. I'll step next to Prey Deer. Don't worry, Prey Deer. Protect me.
Prey Deer, we're on to you. I really like how you guys are like near one another in like the turn order. It's making it a lot easy. So you just step right next to Prey Deer, and now it's your turn.
I'm stepping back behind Jam from.
Thank you for hard J-ing me.
Yeah,
Night, Tyler.
when I'm in
Need that
character,
hard
I'm still
J.
gonna soft Y it. But
Oh,
if it's just me chatting, there's no reason for most.
yeah, that's how we know. That's how we know if you're in character or not.
Yeah, exactly. That's
You don't do voices.
I
You
like
just
this.
it's just the J sound.
this is the way. Oh, come on, Tyler. Let's bless the otter. Oh, the otter gets back 4 stamina points.
Boo. All right, so
And you have a 5-foot land speed enhancement for 1 round.
Oh, I'm gonna use it to. I don't know.
5 foot step back.
It's probably not going to happen, but that's okay.
Okay. All right. That is going to bring us to Zilixel. There's still a couple of these small things. Small mole beetles drew, and then there's one big bad mole beetle.
You see Zilix's sword dissipate and a laser rifle appear in his hands, and he is going to attack the mole beetle that is flanking with Asher and Sky.
Switching up so quickly to range combat.
Shoot it in the bitey parts. Shot. Really good shot. Oh,
What'd you get?
That's a 14.
Against EAC, that is a hit. And max damage again. Zilix can't be stumped. I don't understand it. This thing is still alive, but hanging on by a thread. Hanging on by a thread, Drew.
That's insulting.
And it's its turn. It's now Mama Mole Beetle. Mama Mole Beetle.
Mama Mole Beetle.
Mama Mole Beetle. I don't think I want to do it.
it's not roaring. It's just trying to eat a meatball. I see.
I think we got a double attack. Give Rebecca what she wants. All the EP back all the time. 2 attacks. What is this with negatives? Okay, there's a little bonus on here. Pow. 2 D20s coming at you. Ooh, a 13 and a 14. What is your KAC, Rebecca?
It is 14.
2 hits coming at you again. Oh gosh. Bow, bow. This is 17 points of damage total. How is Asher and Sky doing?
So does that count as 2 attacks?
You got some. Yes, it is 2 attacks, 2 hits. So, but it's
Okay.
just, I guess
Sorry.
the first one
How
is
much total?
First one's 9. Second one is 8. 17.
Okay, one sec.
Some math involved here.
I'm okay, but I also am maxed on EP again. Yay.
Okay, all right. Asher is doing what should have done, which is just been the bait for all these mole beetles tied to a rope. That is the Mama Mole Beetle's turn. Stamp Panatil is going to take 2 shots. He's got a little bit of a bonus here. Oh my goodness, Stamp Panatil.
Oh, he's
Stamp
cracked.
Panatil. So, I mean, the first one's going to this little guy here. I guess they're both going because it's not killing this thing with a D4. But that is definitely going to be enough with this crit to murder this mole beetle that's in front of Jamfram.
Max damage, cosmic crit.
Oh, yeah, it is a cosmic crit. And it seems like a weird one to give a fan shout out to. But you know how we do here. That's how we do.
Wild.
Stamp Panatil, new 6th member of the party?
Yeah, I think Stamp needs a nickname. He's like Stamp the Mole Beetle Killer or something.
Stamp's already in this one combat done more damage than Praetor has done so far in the entire campaign. I'm being put to shame over here.
Noah C, thank you so much for supporting us on Patreon. This crit goes out to you. I would pull a card, but I think this damage speaks for itself. He just burns 2 holes clear through this Mole Beetle's head, and then he obviously brings the barrel of his lace pistol to his mouth and blows on. Just gotta cool this bad boy down. It's too hot. Redacted, we are on to you. Top of turn 3. There's still a couple of these Mole Beetles.
Yes, Redacted will. Let's see. I think Redacted will take another shot at the big Mole Beetle.
Single attack, go right ahead.
It's 16.
Oh, yes, but minimum.
Yeah.
Damage. Oh, still up. The Mole Beetle still up. And up the little baby Mole Beetle gets a turn, which means, oh, I'm so sorry, Asher and Sky. It's coming right for you. 2 attacks. 2 baby attacks. So, well, 1 is a miss and 1 is a hit. 4 points of slashing damage as this one claws at you from behind. You are maxed out on EP and it's your turn, Rebecca.
All right. I'm going to continue striking at the Mama Mole Beetle, and I'm going to double boost my attack again.
Okay, go right ahead.
18 to hit.
Way overkill. Mama Mole Beetle had 1 hit point left. You
Woo!
karate chop her head right off of her body. Caw! There's still a Mole Beetle left. And Jamfram, it is your turn.
Oh, I'm gonna.
And you've got a movement
I'm gonna beat that mole
enhancement right now.
Yay! I can do it. I've got enough move speed with my enhancement.
Do you want to flank with?
I'm gonna move into flank.
All right, this last Mole Beetle. It's not long for this world. I can feel it.
Well, Jesus. 10. I rolled a 10 to attack.
With flanking is a hit. Once
My
again.
goodness. Okay.
CR 1/3 Mole Beetle.
Right. Yes.
So, how is this? This is a lot of damage. Oh my goodness. That is, I was right. My prediction is very dead and we are very much out of combat. Stanth Panatil, claps you on the back. Praetor and is like, haha, we survived yet again. These things popping up every couple months aren't going to be that much of a problem. Not when Stanth Panatil's around.
You are a surprisingly good shot for a geologist.
Well, I mean, adventure first and foremost. I really put myself out there. I had to say goodbye to the family to come out here to the Waydana system, but the opportunities are too much for me. Jamfram, yeah. You want to go back down there and for a swim? I'm willing to join you this time and see what kind of mica we're dealing with here on this granite surface.
Yoo-hoo! Let's go.
Splish splash.
Splish. Yeah, I splish in.
You splish in or you splash in?
Both. First one, then the other.
I think Olympic swimmers or divers are splishers.
They're more like splishers.
Someone with my body type, we're more of a splash generator.
Yeah. Splash to the max.
Splish, splash. All right, so you're down in the pool here, and what you were looking at, there's an area that seems to shine brighter, and indeed, you notice what looks like a cabochon, a polished yellow stone embedded in the wall here.
Some sort of a chocobo.
I had to Google how this word was pronounced because I've never seen it before. It's a yellow cabochon, and this is a magical item. Does anybody want to make a mysticism check? See if you figure out exactly what this does, because this is an Aeon stone of some sort. Ooh, Asher and Sky figured it out immediately. Indeed, this yellow cabochon, it's exactly what it sounds like.
Yellow cabochon.
I've put it in the loot pile here. This is a bright yellow cabochon Aeon stone. It's a level 4 magical rock that gives you a bonus to culture checks to decipher exotic, intricate, or very old writing, but also allows you to cast comprehend languages as a first level spell.
That's pretty nice. And also we've been finding all these like runes and weird languages. Would it help with that?
Well, if you make that culture check, you get a +4 bonus. This down here, once you get into the water surface, I think Yamfram saw this last week. Indeed, the sides of this area down here could not have been produced by a machine. They're too smooth, too like perfectly symmetrical and like curved. You're pretty sure this is some kind of bit of structure that was created very similar in the way to the stone needle and the rock fragment that you found beneath the colony. So there is writing here. It is way too faded to like get a read on it. The stone needle and the one that was buried were in much better order, but you can tell this is probably done the same way, or perhaps has the same purpose as these other rocks that you've found. What exactly that is? Oh, you're not sure. Stamp Panatil can confirm though that this rock here is had to have been, like mined or brought from perhaps the mountain range, and just like the stone needle is odd to see it that far away from it. Probably like 30 miles away from the mountains, beginning of the mountains. So that's what you find in the sinkhole.
So I take it as like very, very heavy and large. Do we have any indication of how old these things are? Have we already covered that? Maybe we have.
I don't think there's been any kind of like scientific dating done to them, but at least by the weathering that you saw on the stone needle, which you have to imagine was open to the elements, hundreds of years old at the bare minimum. But who or what created them, don't know.
And potentially carried them for 30 miles, right? Like that's
well, for the stone needle, much further. That's probably 100 miles or so from the nearest similar rock source, which is why it was odd. Oh, right. So Staff Panatil, yeah, thanks you for having him come out. He's saying he's going to get some rock samples here, and he's like, this is really. It was good to be part of the team. I feel like you guys have been ignoring me the last couple months on my demands to set up some advanced geolocating sites in the mountain ranges. But I've had some of the other surveyors and stuff helping me out. So I understand your main focus is on expansion for the colony, and I'm here to support that. I signed up with the team here because that's what I want to do. I want to get out there and expand with you. Find some great mineral deposits and make a little money, make a little credits.
Don't worry, Stamp. It's just because we didn't like you.
That's the Zillick's charm. I'm gonna lie, I didn't like you guys that much either. Yeah, kind of got your heads held up a bit too high for me. But now that I've spent this time with you, you're all right. You're all right by me. You're all right in my book. Stamp Panatil out. That's how he ends every conversation, by the way.
Yeah.
Stamp Panatil out.
Oh. Later, Stamp from.
Sorry,
I think
that's Stamp Yem.
All right. So you guys were on your way to finish off getting the last of the Goldenblooms transported back to town. And after you get out of the sinkhole, you can do just that with Stamp Panatil maybe coming along for the ride. And yeah, maybe takes a few more days to get the last of them back to the colony. But Tayeta meets you each time you do, and she's 3D printed a bunch of potted planters. And they're huge. They're probably like 2 feet across for each of them. And they have set up a large wood and plastic sheeted, humidity controlled, temperature controlled tent for these Goldenblooms. Otherwise, just with the changing of the seasons, it getting really kind of brutally hot, they would die in the sunlight. And when you bring back the last of them, Tayeta says, "Oh, well, thank you so much for the assist on this. I know Haltharia Grommen was a little negative on this expenditure of your time, but I think we've done some good. And I've sent out communiques to the other colonies about these blooms, and it seems like my suspicion was right. For these plants seem to be increasingly rare, and they might only bloom once every 7 years. They're on a bit of a cyclical nature. So I've already heard back from some interested parties. So expect our hard work to pay off sooner rather than later, everyone.
That's excellent news. Thank you, Toyota.
Yes, we were very happy to help, and we're glad to hear that these plans will find good homes.
We should organize a drum circle to help encourage their growth and ours.
I didn't know that was like I guess I just haven't realized that that's like Sky's vibe here.
I don't think that's how they work, but I'm all for it.
Did not realize we were
vibe
gonna have
from
a
the
fish
ship.
concert.
Take two.
What did you say, Drew?
No, I was gonna give take two to Miles because I think it was gonna be funnier.
Oh, I just said I didn't realize that we were going to be attending a fish concert.
No, I want to hear what Drew had to say.
It's been their vibe since the ship.
Oh, well, you're all
Their
right. It wasn't a joke.
Vibe.
Is that a joke? Does that have to do with your elementary school, Drew?
No,
Explain it.
that was a joke from before the show. Wait, this is a failure. Anyway.
Okay.
Lost.
Rangers, roll out.
we're back to the map here because we are finishing up the third month of colony time, and this month you have a little less time to explore because of the Goldenbloom.
And also,
Running
this is
back
one of
and
the
forth.
this is also one of the months that ends. It's like the 28-day month. It's February, so you have fewer days to do the business.
I mean, when we're recording this, I think it matches up pretty well. I think this is like the July for the planet, so it is getting very hot. But you guys have,
and August will line up with August of 2024. So.
you guys have a couple of more squares that you can fully mark in and explore. What are you thinking? You've already gone all the way to the south to the inner sea region and explored up until the Goldenblooms. What do you think you want to do next?
Well, we missed a couple of hexes in between the Stone Needle and Goldenbloom and the quarry thing or whatever.
Yeah, I feel like I
Is that the
agree.
meteorite?
We should go after
Fill those in.
Yeah.
Sort of secure our flank, as it were. Make
Yeah,
sure there's not like a big, like a, I don't know, a giant, let's say a giant stag bear that like lurks in yon forests or whatever.
Yeah, threatening the center of our dominion.
Yeah.
Well, I have rolled a random encounter for you guys, but if you're tooling around in your vehicle, you're just like on safari and drive past these things, so you don't have to worry too much about them. But I think if they're not given time in the show, they should be at least shown for what they are. They are. It is certainly a piece of piezo art that they commissioned. Let me find it. Sorry, I'm really hyping this up, but because I think it's one of the ugliest creatures that's been put into this game. There's a lot of fun animals on this planet, though, and I do like kind of showing them all off. You found stag bears, shell toads, spider goats. Get ready for the lynxacoot. Look at this guy.
Oh
Yeah.
no!
It's like a mountain lion with a rat face.
It's like a badger face, maybe.
No, it's
just
a
lynx?
rat face.
It has a rat face.
Almost
Yeah,
a beak,
it
honestly.
does.
or just very, very bad mange.
It's real
on
it's
its
real
face
bad.
exclusively.
Yeah.
Is it supposed to be like in a goody or something? Maybe like one of those like big, big rats.
It looks like it's got some kind of chicken legs on the back legs, but
No, those are like rat legs. It's got
Yeah,
rat legs
I
and a
think
rat
it's-
face, but the rest of it is a lynx.
it's a chimera, but it's just a rat and a lynx.
Yeah,
That's right. It's like it was when Shao Tucker got really, really lazy for like a month.
and claws are hard, so we just have X-Acto blades as toes. on
It
this
does.
particular
It's got
piece of art.
some big old sharpie like.
I mean,
You're right.
don't-
They're just
They're
box
box
cutters.
cutters.
sticking out of
They're
his
box
balls.
cutters. They're absolute box cutters for toes.
I'm not buying this art, Patrick.
I wanted to show it off. I just think he's kind of ugly. I don't think it's bad art, but I Yeah, why don't you, if you guys want, make a life science check. You know, you're observing these things in their natural environment as you are driving through. So not really any real danger.
Do we need to be trained for these trained-only skills?
Life science,
Yeah.
yes.
Typically, yeah. But I think Zilixel is. You got a pretty good roll and you got a pretty good bonus here. Drew, is that what I'm seeing? Zilixel?
Yes.
Zilix has actually kept these as exotic pets before.
Well, you do find...
I had one of these when I was a child.
He's offended that we're all making fun of it.
Didn't grow this big, but it was still. My people find this cute.
Yeah, I mean, these probably do remind you
I
of
did
some
get cut by its
creatures.
X-Acto blade knives.
It does remind you of some creatures in the swamps of your home world. Dagobano? What was the name of the planet? But I think over the course of these last few weeks, you are able to observe like a small group of them that seem like they're not doing so well. Maybe you see like a very malnourished looking one, and can notice that they do seem to be their primary food source is a tree bearing long-eared sloth that we've also not seen before, but unfortunately I don't have art for. And
then we can get rid of these sloths, feed all the sloths to these creatures, and they'll become our friends, much like the friends that I made back home.
Well, you see a group of these lynxicutes not doing so well, and with that roll, that life science check, you do realize that you could potentially try to lure them towards a greater food source, a part of the forest here that doesn't seem to have any of these creatures, and perhaps wouldn't have another natural predator for the lynxicute itself, but perhaps can help ease up the food chain. Do you want to, is that something you think you'd be willing to do in your free time while you guys are, exploring, driving back and forth?
Here, lynxicoot. Here, lynxicoot.
It's probably be like, trapping them and potentially trying to relocate or luring them out of their territory and trying to get them to where there's more food.
I mean, that seems like a pretty useful. I mean, I don't know, a reasonable use of our time.
Barely an inconvenience as far as once again, this is like weeks of time that you have to kill here while you're exploring. If you guys are interested as a group doing this, it will just require a survival check.
Ooh, I've got some.
I also have some.
But don't worry, I'll roll single digits. So no, I rolled an 11. So 15.
Single digits. Yeah, I think between you, if one of you wants to aid the other, you can figure out how to lay like a string of food through the forest, like your Hansel and Gretel, just luring them closer and closer. Maybe like once per day, just like put food just in their scent zone of that massive snoot that they have, and lure them with some bait. And you see towards the end of the week of you doing this that it is not just a couple of lynxicutes, but seems like a small family, as there's a bunch of little juveniles that follow along and seem to be moving the pack.
We have some lynxicuts.
To this.
No.
Area.
I was thinking lynxicutes.
Aww.
Now I want cute art of them. We commission cute art.
No cute art.
All right, Discord. Make some cute lynxicute. What are they called?
Lynxicoot?
Lynxicutes.
Lynxicutes.
Make some lynxicutes.
Little lynxy poots.
Lynxy boots.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. Well, believe it or not, there is a I'm just looking at this random encounter. There is a reward for this because you come back like a week later, maybe check on them, and it seems like they've drawn out.
Just like left a big pile of dead deer.
Stop reading the text, Bert. It is the remains of what looks like a huge bird that they've kind of left along the driving path that you take. right in the middle.
They brought us a dead bird.
Yes.
Oh boy.
That's hysterical.
It's what is entwined around one of this.
It was the last of its kind.
Talons that might be of interest to you, as there's an item there. a tripwire kind of thing right around its leg. This is a Mark 1 warning wire. Ooh. I'll put this in the chat as well. This is a technological item that is 50 feet of invisible wire that is spooled around a metal cylinder, and it can be unspooled when activated, and basically it becomes like a trip wire. And
You can hook it up to an alarm or something.
you can hook it up to valuable belongings or across a doorway, and when activated, moved, or touched, it emits a piercing alarm. Ooh. You can set it to silently communicate with your armor or comm unit or something instead, but this is pretty expensive item, but it's a level 4 tech item that costs 2,000 credits. So someone's pretty unhappy that this bird made away with theirs. But so, you and the Lynxicutes, you have a little bit of a bond now.
Oh, good.
And
Yeah,
they trust us. So if food runs low in the colony,
Oh, you don't want to eat these things. These things
Hey.
are gross.
desperate times.
Their bones are just more razor blades.
The bones are their
Oh,
money.
No, its entire skeletal structure is box knives, and it's not good.
Right, so we're back to colony. Some downtime at the end of the 3rd month of you guys being here, and it is during these long, sticky summer months that pass on New Galarion that the colony takes submissions and puts it to a vote of what the colony's name is going to be. Took a while to figure this one out, but we finally got the name for the colony. The winning submission submitted by Katana Kamikaze, who is now both a colonist and one of the Crittermanders, because this is the winner of our Name the Colony Fan Challenge. I don't know if you guys remember we were doing this last month, but
Long time ago.
both in universe and I guess in our universe, this is now going to be called Viridian Colony.
Ooh.
I think this was some of your guys' favorite submissions as
Sounds
well.
very
and
green.
Where's Brock?
makes sense. It makes sense.
Drew continuing the joke.
Whatever it is he's doing.
Whatever it is. Drew
Once
gonna
again,
do.
when you say Brock, I think of Venture Brothers. That's my first thought, but I'm assuming you mean Pokemon.
Yes.
Yes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
this Pokemon. You think Venture Brothers, Miles and I.
By
think
the way, there is
Viridian.
probably a Pokemon that is half lynx, half rat, right?
Almost certainly.
Yeah.
I think
Lynx.
there's a lot of rat Pokemon. This got over half of the votes for the final. The
big winner.
Second place was Welcome to. I enjoyed.
I did too.
Welcome to Colony.
At least we didn't get Colony McColony face or something like that.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
surprised we didn't.
Welcome to, I would have pronounced Welcometto.
Oh no.
You're here at Welcometto.
Welcome
It's like- but no, Viridian is the name.
A lot of Italian this episode.
And indeed, after a few weeks, there are some meetings set up on your calendar. Ezran Shire says that there are 2 other colonies representatives coming to potentially barter for the Goldenblooms. Ooh.
For some Goldenblooms, right? Not the source of the Goldenbloom.
Oh, no, for the Goldenblooms that you guys have collected. Indeed, one is from the Charter of Nightwood, another from Zennilia. And I forget where I
What
put
do
them.
they
Wow,
know
those
that
are-
we don't know?
Those are way south.
Yeah, both on the southern continent, right next to each other in where would be Garund on the old Galarion map. The jungles of kind of the Mwangi expanse, then further along the southern southeastern coast is Zennilia. So they're neighboring, just like you guys are with Little Axiom, which we've not really met yet. But yeah, they each send members. I mean, traveling via hovercraft is still like hours and hours to fly to little old Viridian colony and take a look at the blooms and then maybe make some offers. The first vehicle to arrive is a very large, kind of organic looking starship, and coming off the down ramp here to meet you is a female Kasathan, and behind them a very large blue bear standing behind her, perhaps weapons on his back. She introduces herself as, I am Tanas Petal Spirit, and this is my traveling companion. He psychically talks into your mind. I am Win of the Hexen Way. What is up? This is my cameo for season 5. Tanas says, we come bearing greetings from Nightwood. We are of the Xenowardens and are charter's chief botanists amongst the colony, and we have come to represent our team and spearhead a conservation effort. We've heard of your Goldenblooms, and we do not want them to die off. We would like to take a look at them and perhaps see how you have treated them, if that is acceptable to you.
Yes, you are our chief biologist and caretaker of the Goldenblooms, can be made available to you, and we welcome you to observe how they are faring in the greenhouses created to keep them healthy.
Miles, what was Dak to think about another psychic speaking character? A blue bear, how preposterous, huh?
Oh, absolutely. I think that Redacted is somewhat intrigued, but also fairly indifferent to this whole thing.
the sale of the Goldenblooms. I mean,
yeah, I don't think it's something that's extremely of interest to Redacted.
So you're right there with Haltharia Grauman. She could care less.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, are you guys okay with them like inspecting the garden, the greenhouse, and
are these nice Xenowardens or are these eco-terrorist Xenowardens? Are they just going to burn down our greenhouse and be like, you cannot disturb the cycle of nature?
No, wind's
set
cool.
them free.
Yeah, they open up the barn doors and like, run, flowers, run. Wait a minute.
Why are they all dying immediately?
These were different plants.
Why are we in combat all of a sudden?
Every time I hear the golden blooms, it makes me hungry. And I think about just slicing them up down the middle and then deep frying the whole thing.
Get a little frixie going.
And I just remember that they're not blooming onions, and also they're endangered. We probably shouldn't eat them.
These two Xenowardens come back to the greenhouse, and you've got like a pot and a pan over a fire, and you're like, howdy. If you don't buy them, I'll eat them. They're good eats. I'm here.
Those are good victuals.
Later on that day, you have another visitor, this one from Zennilia, a diplomat named Gilcrew, who, as they step off, they have a very sleek, very expensive looking private jet. You see what looks like someone that could almost be related to your master, Asher and Sky, in the Battle Flowers, is a male winterborn Riforian, though he doesn't look very combat oriented, wears a kind of silvery, futuristic looking clothes, a smart suit. Like I said, introduces himself as Gilcrew, and he says, hello, Viridian colony, is that right? I come at the behest of the Silver Dragon, Zennilia. I have come to negotiate on behalf of Zennilia and the company that has backed the charter. We are looking to study your Goldenblooms, take them off of your hands, to help us in our search for biological advancements, to help cure diseases that ravage interstellar civilizations from here to the Pact. We have state-of-the-art labs in Zennilia, and as you know, you might have read our corporate bio. Zennilia, the head of our pharma department, their mate died from an as of yet incurable, unknown draconic disease, and that has been their life work. The reason that they've come out here and helped start this charter is to find, catalog more and more plants and test them for their health potential in remedies. I don't want to bore you with more details like this. I just want you to know that is what we are doing here, and why we have come to potentially purchase your crop of these very rare flowers. Is possible I can get a few petals to do some quick tests before we make our offer. Is that all right?
Yes, that is fine. But full disclosure, there is another colony here looking to purchase the blooms. So we will be discussing both offers, but we do plan to have open and fair negotiations with them. But feel free to look at them and run your tests.
I understand completely.
Do we know anything about these folks? Is this like if we were to sell these, are we just selling these to Big Pharma? They gave me a real Big Pharma vibe.
Well, feel free to make a culture check. See what you know about Zennilia colony and Zennilia Corporation.
Is this about to become the Galarian version of insulin?
Zennilia itself sounds like a medicine of some kind, right?
If you have rashes that persist for 3 or more days, contact your doctor about Zennilia.
Yeah, side effects may include.
I've only rolled a 12. Level 1.
Yeah, you don't know much about the company itself, but it does seem from what you're able to ask around about, they are a pretty major biofarm backed colony and doing exactly what they sound like, doing a lot of research into plants and animals here on this new planet. Other colonies have similar labs, but this is one of the main focuses for the Zennilia colony down there to the south.
Cool.
Probably why they are right there down next to the Xenowardens. There's a huge rainforest down that direction.
Do they have any particular reason for believing that this is that these plants would be that, or are they just oh, there's a plant, let's get it. Let's get that big plant.
Whenever you find plants that have those kind of odd life structures, there's usually some good sap, some good juice up in there.
Some good science juice in there.
Yeah, you want to squeeze those plants as hard as you can and get all that good.
I've worked in pharma. I know that. I know about the science juice.
Yeah. So you go down to the lab and you just squeeze roots and plants and flowers
sometimes
for all their juices.
Sometimes you bring old people into the lab and you just squeeze them as hard as you can until the science comes out. You do that with old people.
Every plant has 3 options. It either heals you, kills you, or gets you high as balls.
We had so many fake things that didn't need to be said tonight. No.
Jabbert's out here squeezing your grandparents.
Squeeze your grandpa until something useful happens.
Oh, man.
Give me everlasting life, old man.
Squeeze until he gives up the secret of how he got so old.
Yeah, as you finish up your discussion with Gilcrew, as soon as he disappears around the corner, Heltharia Grommen just kind of shows up out of nowhere and it's what are you doing? You're selling off these plants? What? She seems a little stammered.
Calm. We have not agreed to any deal. They simply wish to do an initial test on the blooms to see if they wish to pursue any further contracts or supply agreements if they think that there might be a medical or pharmaceutical nature to the plant.
Yeah, I know about companies like Zennilia. You can't trust companies like Zennilia. That's what they're promising you. And I'm sure they're going to offer you all kinds of things down the line if they get some results, but I promise you this, you can't trust them. And if you make a deal with this Gilcrew character, I quit. I am leaving the colony. You don't have to worry about Heltharia Grommen messing up Viridian or whatever you call this place. I'm quitting on the spot. So, hey, put that in your hat and Think about that when you make your decision. How about that?
While I would absolutely miss the dulcet tones of your complaining, I will take it into consideration. As
she very flusteredly kind of leaves and then like comes back into the room where you guys were having this meeting and looks like she's about to say something and just shakes her head like and walks out again.
Oh, I hate that NPC.
She's got a great name.
Prettier thinks to himself quietly.
Altharia Yaraman. That's how you pronounce it, right?
Yes.
Yeah. What are you guys thinking here?
I would like to know why they are so against Zennilia. Is there a personal reason? Have they been harmed in some way? Does Zennilia do harm to people? Because it seems like a noble cause if it is actually beneficial, potentially medically beneficial to do research on this plant and utilize it in that way. But I don't know, like what makes them actually twisted? I'm assuming we don't have a terrible health insurance crisis here in the way that we do in America. So
right, like that problem is so specific to America. It would be hard to imagine a whole galaxy with this exact problem.
Like, not that I'm pro big pharma, but in this context, like, what makes them so bad?
Healing serums are pretty expensive in Starfinder. I think there's a little bit of that.
That's true.
They're not giving out Mark 3 healing serums for free. That's for sure. Yeah. Well, do you want to talk to Guild Crew? Do you want to meet with them first after they're done, like with their tests, maybe the next day?
Yeah, I'm not sure that my character is necessarily the best person to talk about science with someone, though.
Well, I mean, you don't have to talk about the science. You could just ask some questions if you'd like.
My character is also not the best at
talky.
Any
all right. Prater can go ask some questions, I guess.
Yeah, well, you guys can all.
He has questions that Zinnia wrote down. Not Zinnia. Oh,
whoa!
As soon as I saw Zennilia on the map, I was like, "Wait a second! I had a science character named Zinnia."
Yeah, I'm literally staring at the name on my computer screen, which is.
Zilix will go and help Prater with this.
No, thank you.
So, I mean, you guys can all go, but yeah, what would you like to ask Guild Crew?
Guild Crew, this is the
Zennilia Envoy.
Big pharma folk. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you mean Envoy is in like their role or Envoy is in their class?
Yes.
Both, surprisingly. How have your tests gone?
Well, they're very positive. Something like this, we would be in production as well as research for quite some time, and we would need your entire stock of the Goldenblooms. I can tell you that right now. But we are very interested. Zennilia would like to make a deal with your colony.
I have to be honest. What kind of results are you getting with your tests?
Well, these are our plants' characteristics of light absorbing flora that have been observed in very rare quantities and on other worlds. In similar cases, those plants have had a number of very specific scientific advancements tied to them. So, I mean, it's too early to tell, but it could. I mean, we might be talking about Mark 4 healing serum on our hands. You never know. There's always
everyone seems to be talking about the Mark 4 healing. Yes,
those. Yeah.
What about future Goldenblooms? We know where the plants are located and where they were harvested, but would Viridian be able to supply these as well for the future?
Would we be able to supply them? I mean, if you find another patch, I think we could potentially make a deal for those plants as well, but we would have to do that on a case-by-case basis. I've been instructed that I'm able to negotiate for the crop that you all have spent your time harvesting from the mountains.
I have an additional complication.
Mm-hmm.
It does interest me, the pursuit that you and your colony have, but my lead botanist here has already made it crystal clear that she is not pro what you and your colony do. I have no doubts that if we make an agreement with you, she will leave us, and thus there will be a gap in our ability to assess future botanical specimens.
Mm-hmm.
Is there someone from Zennilia who could take up her position?
Well, we have a number of scientists. It's the main complement for our colony, and we've been recruiting more. And I've got already a few shiploads that have offloaded. I can put you in touch with our human resources person, and I am certain we can effect an immediate transfer between our colonies as part of this deal. That is no problem whatsoever. But I suppose I am bearing the lead a little bit here. I do need to talk to you about compensation for the crop. Unfortunately, all of our resources here planet side are tied up in our research mandate. Literally everything for months. So unless we can get some kind of turnaround on the Goldenblooms, we would not be able to compensate you for them right now. I can put in a clause into the contract that depending on how long it takes to turn around, we can get just a straight compensation in maybe a year's time from the pact and from our major corporations. Or, you know, I can put it on my word as a diplomat for Zennilia that you would receive an ample compensation as repayment for these plants down the line. But that's where we stand. Basically, we will need to wait and see how well these plants pay off in our research before the folks here at Viridian will see much of a return on your time investment.
I see.
And I understand you have folks from other colonies that might be able to give you something paltry right up front, but that is what we're able to offer is a promise down the line. Perhaps we can share some of our research with you or some of our discoveries. But right now, like I said, just about every single scrap of resources and credits that we have is already heavily invested in our research mandate. So
it is certainly not a immediate no deal that payment may not be immediate. I will listen to what Nightwood has to offer, but if speaking personally, of course there will be a vote on this, and I only have my one stake, but I would much rather see the plants go to Zennilia than Nightwood. So I will do my best, but part of it will definitely depend on Nightwood's offer.
Well, I want to put all of our cards on the table here. We heard about your dealings with some of the other colonies in some historical research of a rock that you found here in the colony, and we heard you turned down a good amount of resources from old Bundina Laud of Celestine. So that's why we were enthused to come and potentially make a deal with you. It did not seem like you guys were only motivated by your the dollar signs. So
yes, Celestine wanted all rights to the discovery and was not willing to share in future research or knowledge, which is why they did not get the deal. I was very happy to hear that Zennilia is much more open to trade information and resources. So I think we can make a deal.
All right. Well, as part of that deal, if we can get this signed on the dotted line before the end of this quarter, I want to invite you all down to the labs. Take a tour. We'll have some of our chefs cook up some good foods for you, and let you see the whole facilities that we're setting up down there. Anyway, thank you for your consideration. I'm sure you've got other matters to attend to, so I'll let you get to them.
Thank you.
Hey guys, Gil Crew is like my favorite character to play now. I don't know why I just slipped so easily into like corporate envoy, but boy howdy, I love Gil Crew. That was very fun, Tyler. I don't know why. I don't know why
just some good old contract negotiation.
Yeah, earlier on, it's just clawing you guys up with some Mole Beetles, and that was no fun. This is ton of fun, right? So Tenas Petal Spirit is your guys' next meeting of the Xeno Wardens with, she goes nowhere without this giant 7-foot tall blue bear who only seems to speak psychically and in very short, terse sentences. Yeah, they come to you all and are pretty ecstatic with the care that Tayeta has given to the blooms and the way they've been kept alive. She says, Nightwood is very excited to potentially be able to take on these plants and move them and protect them, preserve them for future generations. We have a great amount of respect for the natural beauty that this world, this ancient and new world all at the same time, what it offers to future generations who perhaps can come back and find out where the pact started, where this world came from. When do you have anything to add here? He just kind of like shakes his head. No, it's like, well, I am able to authorize a number of resource units for you all as part of a one-time offer for all of the plants to be turned over to Nightwood. 8 resource units that you all can use in the construction of perhaps a magical ley line network, a library, a nature preserve, something of that nature. We are willing to share with you both the resources and the construction crews to help build that if you would like, as a good faith exchange for these plants. How does that sound?
Well, it is generous. That is a lot of resources, and I expect nothing less from the Xeno Warden's commitment to preservation and conservation of rare biological species. But, it is not just my decision. I personally intrigued by Zennilia's offer.
Zennilia is here. Oh, so you're interested in profiting off of these plants? Is that what they're going to do? Squeeze them like they're someone's grandparents? Yes.
No. Like just some grandparents in a jar.
Oddly specific.
That's what they do there. They experiment on grandparents. I watched a documentary on Space Netflix, so.
While I do not have a very strong personal opinion about Zennilia or what they do and how they commit their research and resources, what I am interested in is the access to knowledge and resources that relationship brings. And while, of course, natural conservation is also a personal interest of mine, a single large payout is alluring, but I also must look to the long-term development and resource collection of the colony.
Understood. We would still, for the safety of these plants, like a decision fairly soon. We have nurseries waiting that can take them, but we don't want to risk a large expenditure of time that would potentially see them die off. Not that your botanist has done a bad job, but we have people that can like literally talk to plants. So,
No, believe me, I understand our limitations here. I definitely do not want to risk the well-being of the plants nor waste your time.
All right, then come to a decision right now. Who is it? Other Zennilia, go.
I am not the final word on this. Let me go back and confer with the rest of the council, and we will have a decision to you shortly.
Wynn looks at Petal Spirit, gives her a stern look, and psychically in her mind is just like, I don't think they're going to go for it. Do you want me to start killing people? I'll murder them all. I'm just kidding.
Maybe as Pradier is about to leave, he turns around and says, on a related question, if we were to lose our chief botanist here, would you be able to send a botanist in replacement?
Botanist? For the most part, our folks are pretty tied to the colony, to Nightwood, but it is possible. You might have to go back and hire someone to come out here from Absalom, though. I don't know if we could guarantee that at all.
I see. I'm simply curious. As we are expanding, I am looking to recruit more talent, so
Yeah, aren't we all?
I know the Xenowardens are very adept in this field of study.
Yeah, we're pretty much the best.
True.
Better than all the rest. That's why you go with us. All right, we've talked this through a good bit. Does anybody have any final questions? The rest of you guys are very silent, but just, I mean, you've soaked this all in. Any questions in character, out of character?
Y'all are just a blistering storm of.
Yeah, not everyone at once.
I mean, but personally, Jamfram is not sold on these Zennilia people and believes that perhaps the ecosystem would be better balanced and preserved for future generations if Nightwood were to control these resources, and also if they take care of these and figure out how to cultivate them, then they can be used in the future. While it is very, dragon pox is the saddest disease there is.
Old dragon pox.
I mean, there's also this planet that needs to be considered, and there we are.
Oh, we got one vote for Nightwood.
One vote for Nightwood.
Asher and Sky are inclined to side with Zennilia only narrowly, because I don't know. They don't know life science, and they were like, we found these things growing wild. They'll just grow more. We might as well, use them for what they perceive to be good, the greater good, and a long-term investment that could potentially be more lucrative. Seems like a win-win.
Yep. Okay. Well, I really want to know Redacted's thoughts on this, Miles.
So Redacted isn't really impressed with the Xenowardens, mostly because they're not offering anything.
Well,
and
they're offering a construction.
They're offering literally the double the amount of resources we have for building things. Right
yeah, but
it is a lot.
I don't think they're off. But for Redacted, the scientific aspect of it is far more interesting.
To be fair, it's 8 resource units that has to go towards a specific thing: ley line network, a library, or a nature preserve. So it is something that they can help set up for you.
Because I mean, the promise of experimenting and researching these things and possibly finding something a lot more beneficial resonates more with Redacted. I mean, this is a being that probes for the funsies, and that is more appealing to Redacted than the Xenowardens, who, I mean, that doesn't know a ton about, and also being psychic as well can hear the promise of violence, so is certainly getting ready.
Doesn't like this Win character. What a dumb looking character.
Not too much. No, Redacted is not very impressed with what he considers a big blue oaf, or what Redacted considers a big blue oaf.
We call them bloofs.
I think that might give us the vote already, but I still want to know what Zilix would favor in this decision.
Zilix doesn't see profit in the Xenowardens.
Yeah. Potential profit down the line with
long-term
Zennilia.
Yes. Remember, there is no short-term benefit with going with Zennilia.
Yeah.
Well, correct. There is. You get a construction building. There's only a short-term benefit. There's no long-term benefit with potentially the Xenowardens, except you'll have that.
Right, but with Zennilia, yes. There is no.
There's nothing short-term
payout.
Yeah. I mean, they said they'd give you a little vacation down to Zennilia if you wanted to come visit.
That's pretty nice.
That's pretty.
Yeah. I'm going to take them up on that.
I want to go to the rainforest.
I also love that this crew is 100% making the opposite decision of the Drift Runner crew. I feel like the Drift Runner crew would have no problem telling the corporate folks to go prompt themselves.
Yeah. This does. I mean, it feels like kind of the opposite decision of the Celestine colony, who are also offering just money, and you went with the more research based group from Plostov.
But we also just don't like those people.
Yeah, they're
No, Celestine, that envoy was the worst envoy.
Yeah,
in my entire life.
We would not do it just to spite them.
Yeah, 100%. If we can go to war with Celestine, I'm already thinking about it.
Redacted is right there with you. Give me something to drive.
So yeah, contracts are drawn up, hands are shook, and the delegation from the Xena Wardens go home empty-handed. Gil Crew has a big smile on his face as he signs on the dotted line. But you know who doesn't? Altharia Grauman, who's like literally packing up her like lab and her stuff as Gil Crew flies away, and is like, I told you cannot deal with companies like that. They're underhanded. This is going to come back and bite our colony in the butt. And I told you what I was going to do. I told you what I was going to do. I'm going to leave. I'm going to find another colony that is more interested in my contributions here than you all are. Okay, so kiss me goodbye. Kiss probably the best botanist on this entire planet. Farewell.
For being the best botanist on this entire planet, you certainly weren't able to see the value of the Goldenblooms when we originally brought them up to you. So I think perhaps you might need to reevaluate your worth. But I do appreciate what you did for the colony in the short time you were here.
The Goldenblooms have zero value right now. They don't contribute anything to our survival here right now. You've just signed away every single one of them to a corporation that may or may not give you some corporate massaging. I heard them promise to take you on a retreat down south. That's great.
Didn't you say you were leaving?
Yeah, I am.
Leave.
Well, I have a lot that I still need to do here, and I'm not going to let you all and your terrible decision making stop me from doing that. But I'm moving out of my lab here. Teata can take that over. I'm moving to the outskirts of the colony. You're not going to have my expertise anymore, and I will be looking for other jobs. I'm going to be actively putting myself out there because of what you've done.
Well, I'm hiring.
Just know that you've messed this up. You've made the wrong call.
Well, your opinion is noted.
And ignored.
Teata, who's like got the lab to themselves now, is like, well, this is kind of like a best case scenario for me. I'm so glad that this has worked out for everyone. If you guys need any help with any biological things, you can come to me, obviously.
Teata, I apologize for not knowing, but
yeah,
what is your background in botany education?
Well, I have about one sentence of background information in the AP. So, I've studied and worked with Altharia Grauman for a few years. I did my postgraduate work in Cabaret University, I think is what I said for her. And I've been working in the industry for like 1/5 of the amount of time that Altharia Grauman has. So she's definitely better than me, but
You don't have any problems working with Zennilia?
Not really. I don't know much about the corporation, but that Gil Crew guy, there's something about him. I don't know. He's pretty cool.
Well, I'm glad to hear that, because it is most likely that Zennilia will send another botanist to help out here with what's her name's departure. So we will most likely be working with them much more closely in the future. So, however, since you are at this point the lead botanist here, please let me know if there's anything you need.
Just keep your eyes peeled for more specimens like that when you guys are out exploring, and I'm sure we'll do fine, guys. We're at the end of month 3 here in colony time, and I don't like doing this off air, so I did want to finish up with another settlement, colony tracking, and decision making before we ship off this episode here. Month 3, you guys have for your charter development a couple things to do. First things first is a D6 and a D4 to roll for your resources. Who wants to take over the charter background work for like the week of this month? I think Radier has done it, and Asher
I
and
did it
Sky
last month,
have
yeah.
done it. Do you guys want to cycle it and have
Zilix
someone
will
else do it?
Zilix will do it.
Right. Yeah. So this is, you get like one less week of downtime activities, but performing the administrative duties falls to Zilix this month. Do you want to roll those for us, Drew?
Yes.
1d6 and 1d4. Please roll a 6 on a 4 if I can request exact numbers.
All right. I got a 4 on a D6
Now just roll a 6 on a d4.
and a 2 on a D4. So pretty average roll here.
Heck yeah, we'll take it.
I do have a document to share with you, Tyler, but for now, let me just write down these here.
Yeah, I just haven't written down on my
2. I think,
sheet.
did you have 3 resource units left over?
I had 4.
Okay, pretty sure it's 3 because we maybe we forgot the upkeep last time. The upkeep this month is 3, as you have 3 hexes claimed for the colony. So that means you have 6 resource units to spend this month and a couple of projects to pick. And the last time you guys did put off building a resource node in the meteor hex, I think you've claimed it, but you've not built the resource node. Do you want to do that? Because that's the one that was expensive. It's 3 resource units.
Yeah, sure. Let's do that one.
Okay, easy peasy. And then you have one other project you can do. You can claim another hex for a single resource unit. Don't know if you're able to start any building projects for 3 resources. I think the minimum is like 5 or 6.
Yeah, I guess we can claim another hex.
Okay. So you've claimed the one to the south and the one to the northwest of the colony. Do you want to continue on those paths? It has to be one of the ones that you have already explored. So basically there's 3 to the south and there's like 4 to the west.
We still haven't done like a mountainous one for Stamp, right?
No, let's see.
Was Y27 or the Goldenbloom hex one of the ones he wanted?
It has to be adjacent also to a hex. That's part of the charter. So if you want to expand that way, you can do.
It would have to be Y27.
Yeah, one of these 2 up here.
So Y27, AA27.
Y27's got some mountains in it.
Yeah, we don't have that yet. So I don't know. I think that's fine.
Okay.
I'm just kind of talking out my Stamp Panatil here, though. So I mean, if somebody else has strong feelings,
don't make that a thing. Talking out my Stamp Panatil.
Cool.
He did kill a mole beetle for us, so we owe him one.
You straight crit that mole beetle.
It's true.
Straight up crit it.
But we don't have enough actions left to do a resource node there, right?
No. So you're building one on the meteor hex, and you're claiming another. So,
of course, we have 2 left.
So the good news is you'll have another D4 resources to roll the next month, but also excavating the meteor, you guys can sell that off immediately to on the market between other colonies and things like that, and get a pretty big credit payday. I think that's what you were waiting on. Of I want to say 1,200 credits for the party. I forget how much. We'll have to look that up. But we're not done. We're not done with the charter turn. Drew, can you roll us a D100 and see if there's an event this month finally?
Oh yeah, do it, Drew. Is low good or high's good?
Ooh, well, we got low.
Low is good if you want an event, and I think we gotta allow this. We got 31 here. That's pretty darn close. I forget if it's 30 or 45 this month, so we'll split the difference. Drew, roll us a D20. See if anything happens.
Famine.
The botness goes away and immediately. Oh, the 7 on the dice. Is that what you've rolled? Oh, there's a spy within your charter, leaking secrets to some of the other charters here on New Galarion. If your charter's accord is less than your terminal number, threshold number, TN, one of the traits is randomly reduced.
Wow, that's terrible.
So the good news is your accord is your highest trait for the colony. So that does not happen. If the charter's accord is equal or greater than, increase one of the charter traits randomly chosen by 2 for the next charter turn. So you guys are
cool.
able to stamp Panatel out, maybe find someone that's not supposed to be here in the charter that is indeed relaying information to the other colonies. Do you want to roll us a D10, Drew, to see what gets a bonus for the next month?
Oh yeah, here we go.
All right, on the dice. Economy. Get a +2 bonus to economy for the following month as business. It is a booming between the sale of these Goldenblooms and your deals with Plostov and some of the other colonies. There's a lot of sales going on. Maybe a market pops up in the center of Viridian colony. We haven't talked about before this episode the winner of the colony, so I keep forgetting. I was like, what is it called again? Viridian colony. A large market pops up at the end of this third month, maybe kind of like a fair, as well as carny folk from other colonies come in and people selling wares. So there's tons of things to purchase, and now you guys got a nice little payday. Maybe now's the time to start upgrading some gear. One of the busiest booths at the market, the summer market, is run by none other than your colony's favorite goblin, Haglin Daglin. Oh yeah, he's back, Jabert. Yeah, I wrote him down as an NPC. He's back, and he's got an exchange market. And I think I talked to you guys before we started this campaign that with some of the thresholds of your colony, there will be some traveling merchants and some other businesses that can assist in getting some pretty cool gear. Haglin Daglin invites you all to his shop and is like, I got all kinds of deals. I forget what Haglin Daglin's voice was. Was it just like we have to go back in this episode.
Yeah, it's impossible to know.
Yeah, I got the deals that you want. I've been collecting stuff all the last 3 months, getting ready to open up my shop, and now I'm ready. Yo, are you guys ready for a shopping episode next week?
Oh yeah, the montage. Let's go.
Oh yeah, guess what? You're gonna spend every last credit you got down at Haglin Daglin's Deals on Wheels. Get her done. Get her. Oh yeah, one more thing. Well, to be continued. Haglin Daglin, he's back, baby. Don't let me forget. That's what his voice sounds like now. That's his salesman's voice for next week's episode. Everyone.
I want you to forget.
I just got to say his name and I remember what his voice sounds like.
Daglin.
Yeah, we'll talk about it off air, but there will be some special deals associated with Haglin Daglin. That's going to do it for this week's episode, guys. A bit of a long one. More doggy episode after we fought these Mole Beetles. We got some more Starfinder in store, and believe it or not, the months are going to come even faster than they have. I think we've been averaging 1 month every 4 episodes. It's gonna be every 2 from here on out. So get ready, strap in. The clocks are gonna be turning. Guys, thanks for playing with me.
Thank you,
Patrick.
Listeners, thanks for listening and taking our little slice of life new Galarion content with you here in season 5. We're gonna catch you on next week's episode. See you later, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.
Bye.
You've been listening to Cosmic Crit, an officially licensed partner of Paizo Incorporated. The Starfinder role-playing game and adventure paths are trademarks of Paizo. All Pathfinder and Starfinder images are property of Paizo and are used with permission.